All right, we are live. Yep, here we go. Stuff turned on here. All right, doing a little bit of sculpting here in Zbrush today. Uh, super late. I I was watching the Oculus Connect event for the new Oculus VR headset because I was kind of thinking about getting one. I have a coupon, or not a coupon, but a gift card to Microsoft Store that I've been holding on to for like 2 years now for $250. So last year I thought about buying the Oculus Rift and just using my gift card to go towards the bulk of the cost. But I found out that there's supposedly a new one coming out, so I was like, well, I don't want to buy it and then have another one, a new version, come out 6 months later. So I was really excited to watch the event today, but it turns out they didn't release a new one. They just released a new mobile one, and it looks cool, but really very unimpressive. But the thing is I was watching the event and I literally fell asleep. It was so boring. Like it just, I don't know how the people there had a good time because it looked boring. That was just me. But anyways, I have today off. But I do have a ton of chores I have to run. So without further ado, welcome to the stream. My name's Jason. Here on my channel, I stream my adventures, learning and creating 3D art, and the occasional rant through a video game. And as soon as I can figure out how to edit videos better, I will post a couple of little gadget reviews. But if you've been following the stream, or excuse me, if you haven't been following the stream, I've been working on a stylized diorama. Very much in the theme of, or style, kind of like a World of Warcraft inspired art, very stylized. And the most recent prop is just this simple little stool. I blocked it out in Blender 2.8. Which if you haven't checked out, by the way, I definitely recommend checking it out. It's super, it's pretty damn stable considering it's not in official release yet. And it's great. They're doing an amazing job. I love the Blender community and the devs. They're really interactive with their guest customers or user base, I should say. So anyways, let's get sculpting, shall we? So I've imported this in and I separated it into a couple of parts. The green is going to be the metal, and then we have the wood, but I have them separate. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a little bit of quick Z modeling just so that I can have a little bit of an easier time dynameshing it, because I feel like the Dynamesh, it likes it when you have watertight meshes. I'm just going to bridge edges. Well, I think I can do 2 holes. Let's see. Bridge, 2 holes. Yep. Actually, you know what? Let me turn symmetry on. very strange sometimes. Click, click, there we go. This one poly group. Sneeze, excuse me. All right. So I think what I'll do is I'll just split these into their own groups. Split hit in. Whoop. Let's see. Yeah, sure, why not? Now I should have 3 different parts. Metal. Let me just go ahead and rename these now. Also a good idea to kind of keep it organized. Metal. Seat. And legs. All right. So I have done a lot of not a lot, but the bulk of the props that I've worked on so far are a combination of metal and wood. But I've never done a seat top, so I wonder how I should go about that. Let me switch brushes, and let me go ahead and just Dynamesh this guy. Blur off. I'll start there. That should be a good resolution to just kind of get started anyway. We'll just kind of explore the shape as we go. I'm gonna knock the edges down. That's good. Nice and quick with the symmetry. Here. Wonder if I should make it planks or make it one big piece of wood. I'm guessing this would have been planks. See what happens. I never use the Tessimate. Huh. Maybe I should make them follow the contour. Yeah, let's try that. Is that weird? No, that's a little weird. I'm just gonna freehand it. I don't want it to look too perfect. This one I might have to use the look like it's got grooves. Should have gone the other way. Damn it. Should have made it this way just so it has a little more visual interest. Or I could go angled. That wouldn't make sense though. Yeah, I should have gone this way. One more here. Yeah, that'll just be a little more visually pleasing, I think. Go ahead and do the bottom. Oh. Sometimes it's tough to make those straight lines. There we go. Nice little wooden planks. Kind of coming out. Let me just define these grooves a little better so they're a little deeper. Over here. One didn't work out well. Need to get this top on a little more. A little too much. And that should work. Now I'll just go ahead and do the wood grains in this guy. Whoops, turn symmetry off. Definitely don't want that to go on. Please make this brush smaller. Even a little smaller. Carve in some cartoony wood grains. Nice and easy, nice and quick. Go. Nothing fancy, just nice and simple. I think over here I'll put in a good old swirl. Kind of like a mandatory feature in your stylized art. Did any of you guys out there watch the Oculus event? I'm curious to see what you guys thought about it. I feel like VR just isn't hitting the way it needs to. The the HTC Vive is just, the entry price is just too high. You know, and everybody's like, oh, well, it needs to be high so that the developers can make stuff for it. And I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I get it. It has to start somewhere. But at the same time, there's something to be said for letting the masses interact. You know, you want to hit critical mass. You want tons of people to be able to give you feedback on your product. At least I would think that. And when you limit it to a small group of people, you just don't, it won't develop that quickly, you know? But I don't know, that's just me. I'm not a developer, so I don't know. Really have no place to say anything. These ones aren't going to be visible, so they're not as, I don't have to be as random here, but still good practice. I definitely need as much practice as I can get. But yeah, back to the VR topic. I really wish they would just bring the prices down on the HTC Vive a little more. It's like, as far as the computer hardware goes, that part makes sense. Like, I get it. You need to have a beefy rig if you want to really get the most out of it. But like, the HTC Vive is just too expensive. The Vive Pro. Actually, no, those don't go like that. They go like this. This is where we have the ends of the wood. Maybe make the brush a tiny bit smaller. those splits. There we go. Go back up to 21 here. Do the same thing on this end. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfectly centered. A little bit of fun. There. There we go. Kind of move this away here. Down a bit. Kind of make some of those grains hide here. Not too much. Real subtle. There we go. Now we'll just kind of rough it up a little bit. Play tubes. Maybe about 20. I could Dynamesh it, but I don't really think I need to. This is going to be such a small prop. I don't have to worry too much about the fidelity, excuse me. Ooh, that one was strong. I just do this before, or if you haven't seen the other videos where I do like the wood details, I basically just do this to give it some surface noise. So when I bake the maps, there's something interesting there for the normal maps to work with, kind of, and the cavity maps to enhance. Just some visual interest. I do try to keep them all going the same way. Like I don't go this way or that way, or horizontally, I guess, in this case. I do crisscross them from time to time. I don't really have a specific pattern, but I just kind of randomly basically draw like a wood grain on it. It'd be really good for bark if you made it like a lot more aggressive, really pushed, you know. But this isn't bark, it's a piece of milled wood, so it's going to be kind of smooth, even though it is stylized. I probably won't do the bottom since we'll never see under there. Get that going. I try to stay away from the sides because like the sides would really be hit by the saw. Even though it is stylized, it would be nice and smooth compared to the body. Yeah, that looks pretty decent. Here, let's do a little BPR render. Or one of those. Yeah. Not bad for the top. I still have to smooth it out, you know, because they would most likely take a sheet of sandpaper to it, even though isn't for, you know, it's just a simple stool for like a, I don't want to say bar, but like an inn slash, like I'm thinking it's an inn slash outpost area, the diorama I'm working on. Keep jumping between what I actually want it to be. But anyways, I just kind of smooth out the wood grains, the bark, I guess, turn it into flattened milled wood. And I'll go through after the fact and bring some of those creases out with the Orbs crack brush again. Or not creases, cracks in the wood. Exaggerate them, I guess I could say. A pretty simple process. It's just a tad tedious. It's not horrendous though. I definitely need to start putting my project together and start trying to figure out how I want to get the lighting. And I did a simple block out, but I didn't have any of the props in mind. You know, I'm gonna have like a couple shelves, little tables here and there, stuff on the tables, little boxes and crates, just to make it look like, not that it's lived in, but that it's in a world that's alive and there's creatures or people that use it. I am thinking I'm gonna take a slight, I don't want to say break, but I'm gonna switch gears and try to make a um I want to do something for Halloween. I haven't quite figured out exactly what I want to do yet. I think I want to do like a sugar skull. Um, but I'm definitely a little apprehensive, I guess. I don't want to say scared. I'm not scared, but I've never really done any like anything even remotely character related. Um, and I really should just to like step out of my comfort zone a bit more. And not that a skull is character related, but you know, there's anatomy involved. I definitely will go more comic book uh stylized. Um like I don't want it to be anatomically correct. I want to have fun with it. But I'm thinking kind of like try to do like a sugar skull with a little bit of like a Darksiders style. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the art in there by Joe Mad. Well, he was like the concept artist, I guess. But the art team on that game is another art style that I really dig. I want to try to do something like maybe like really psychedelic. But we'll see. I'll probably knock out a couple more of these simple props before I get started. But next month, I think I'm gonna just kind of spend most of the month looking at that and maybe experimenting. See, let's move this around just to make it a little less perfect. And a little, well, let's just go with the regular move brush. There we go. Let me make this small. I like to kind of pull the edges out a bit. And I'll make it look like it's fat or bursting at the end a little. Not bursting, but just kind of imperfect. This makes it look a little more interesting when it's not so mechanical. Especially with the stylized stuff, I think that's a good thing. Could be wrong. It might just be my personal bias. I'm not going too crazy with it. I'm just, well, that one might be a little much. Just to like break up the silhouette a bit. Maybe even along the side here a little. Ooh, come on. Likes to jump around sometimes. All right, that looks pretty decent for that. Maybe we'll just throw a couple of these good old AJ chip holes. Look at the mesh. Yeah, we should be all right. Super small. Just a little more visual interest. Good. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Put some on the sides. Yeah, sure, why not? Or gonna have to hit it with the smooth brush, but I'm gonna turn the intensity down. You can see that just adding the extra geo there, and I'll do it on this side too, so that when I use that AJ chip brush, it'll have something to work with. Because if I don't, and if I do it like say right here, you can see it's really there's not enough resolution for it to work with. But if I hit it with the smooth brush with the Sculptress Pro on, it adds a nice amount of extra resolution, and I can get a much better result. That. There we go. Anyway, nice and cartoony. Do a little pew. Nice. Like it. All right, gang, we are approaching the 40-minute mark. I try to keep my streams right around 40-45 minutes. Every now and then I hit an hour. But I find that seems to be the spot of tolerance for the streams. It can get a little repetitive, that's why. But yeah, so I'm just going to continue the same work process on the wood down here. And I use a very similar workflow for the metal. Obviously, I don't put the grooves in there. I will, actually, I kind of like that. I think I might leave the grooves, the wood grain the way it is on this one. Because it's a little smoother, which is sort of makes a little more sense for something somebody would sit on all the time. And I'll also use, I guess I could just do it right now real quick. I will just use the, I think it's this one. And let's just hit the mod M brush. Yep. I like to use the, I think it's this one. We'll use this one today. Let's see, we'll turn symmetry on. And you hold control What? Oh. Why isn't it? And symmetry off. Why are you not? There we go. Weird. Keyboards wasn't cooperating. Let me bring the brush menu back up. You know what? I think I will use that other one because it doesn't make nobody's gonna want to sit on the a spike. Maybe I'll use this one. Yeah, let's use this one. Mix it up a little. Make my brush a little smaller. Symmetry on. There we go. Let's put a couple bolts here. Maybe one over here. I should probably do that after I sculpt it. Let's see, let's jump in a give these a poly group, and we will just mask those. And I'm just gonna split those off, split mask points. There we go. And I'll save those for later. I'll probably move them around and tweak them just so that they're not so perfect and uniform. And I'll put some down here, probably one there and one there. But I'll do that after I'm done sculpting it, because I'll probably move that around a little bit. I think that's pretty good for now. Nice little stool for the crew to sit on. Have a bunch of those scattered throughout the scene. And with that, I'm gonna call it a stream. I will be back on Friday. On Friday, I should have this UV packed, the low poly. I might do a little retopo real quick. I'm probably just going to take the original mesh and tweak it to accommodate this one. So nothing fancy there. I find the retopology process to be a little boring, so I usually don't stream it. But if that's something you guys would like to see, I don't mind doing it. I just don't want to bore you guys because it's really not the most exciting process. But yeah, Friday we'll be back, hopefully in Substance Painter. I use a combination of Marmoset Toolbag and Substance Painter. So if you're interested in that, hit that like, subscribe button, and that way you'll get notified as soon as I go live, and you will see that baking and painting process. I have a smart material already made for my metal and my wood, so it's pretty quick. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. For those of you who've been following along, I appreciate it. And if you guys have any comments or questions or suggestions, please feel free, leave them in the comment section. Until then, you guys have a good day. Peace. Until next time.